Welcome back with another TF2 video. Now, I'm sure that you are all aware of the summer 2019 TF2 update that unfortunately had the crate depression as an added secret bonus. So, if you are not aware, which would be really hard to believe that you're not, for about 18 hours, there was 20 different crates that have a 100% chance of unboxing an unusual. That affected Generation 1 and Generation 3 unusuals, crate series number 1 through 18, and crate number 82 and 83. Now, many of you know that I have a crap ton of crates, almost at all times. However, I did not have any of the crates that were glitched at the time, so I did not make thousands of dollars as some of my friends might have been able to do. I suspect that K-Scott and Brewski made quite a lot, though. So I did, in fact, open one glitch crate and ended up buying it off the market. And I ended up getting a crappy unusual, which is right there, the unusual, I can't think of the name, but I'll have a picture of me selling it. I just sold it to get my money back from the crate. I wanted to test if the unusual glitch was real or not, because when I went to bed, it was not known what was going on. But when I woke up, I had 16 Steam messages from various people all telling me that basically hell broke loose and the economy's on fire. I didn't believe it. And then I saw the prices, like, okay, maybe there is something to it. And then I opened a crate, and there we are. So I'm not going to stick around too much. I'm just going to start deleting these crates and talk about what is going to possibly happen. I personally hope that there will be a rollback where all Steam transaction keys in the crates, the unusuals will be deleted, but that's not guaranteed. It seems a majority of TF2 players want the items to be unmarketable and untradeable. However, those are typically people who don't have a lot of unusuals in their backpack already, and they were not a part of a trading scene, I guess, or at least a large trading scene. So they do not feel the economic effects of having literal hundreds, if not thousands of dollars leave your backpack. I only lost $100, but I know there's plenty of people that probably have lost way more than myself. For reference, there was, to my knowledge, at least 4 Burning Team captains unboxed. However, I did hear that there was at least 6 unboxed, but I could not confirm that to be true or not. I was just looking at the backpack.tf numbers, and I did see 4 new ones added. Uncle Dane's hat with the Miami Knights. I don't know the name of the hat itself, but the Miami Knights effect. There was one of those unboxed, and Uncle Dane made a tweet about that. I'll send a picture there. Those are just some of the high ones. There was plenty. There was well over, I heard 150,000 unusuals were unboxed. I don't know if that's totally accurate or not, but I would be willing to believe it. And that would heavily affect the demand for unusuals, because there was plenty of people who got their dream unusuals for cheap and now no longer have a desire to do a lot more trading to try to get to that unusual. Sure, there's still going to be plenty of trading, but not the way that it was if those unusuals continue to exist in the game. They have to be deleted. I don't know if they will, but if they don't delete them, there will be plenty of high-tier traders that will probably quit, causing the market to change dramatically. And if they exist in the game, I guess unusuals just won't have that same effect as they used to. There'll probably be a lot of discussion about, oh, you probably have one of those garbage glitch crate unusuals. I don't know. The thing is, there's no solution that's going to be good. If they do the rollback that I suggested with undoing all transactions and giving refunds to everyone who unboxed the glitch crates, there will be people upset who sold all the crates and cases that made off with bank. There will also be people who use that money to buy Steam games or VR headsets. As there was one reported incident of that, according to the Valve News Network. And they would be upset, so maybe Valve could just let those slide and give them their money, I guess. There's also people who might have done PayPal trades. So if the items are undone from people's backpacks, people just lost money and basically got scammed by Valve. There's also the idea that people who abused it should be punished, which I think is a terrible idea, because why should we be punished for Valve's mistake? And I did it once. I just did it one time to confirm if it was true or not. And there was plenty of other people who did the exact same thing as myself. There's also a few people who did it accidentally. They shouldn't be punished. There's also a couple people who did it to just try to unbox as many as possible. I don't think any of those people should be punished, but instead the people who did not abuse it should be rewarded with a Cheaters Laminate version 2.0, which seems to be a very popular demand by the community. I don't think Valve will do it personally, but I really hope they do. It seems that they're at an area where they don't want to add much to the game, as seen by the simple cosmetic case. I was hoping for maps. And I'm glad that they did add the TF2 with an update. It's just not one that I care for. If it was just bug fixes, I'd be fine with it. But by adding a cosmetic case, it seems to be supposed to be a bigger update of sorts. I'm not really a huge fan of the cosmetics that were leaked, or not leaked, added to the game. I know some people really like the Ricardio hat, and I don't care for it. Although I have great respect to those who did create those items. I know it definitely is a lot harder than it may seem to some people. I did attempt to make some cosmetics. It is not easy. Same with map making. I wanted to have maps added, or weapons added, something that changes the game play style rather than add simply cosmetics. So in terms of how this will affect, I kind of already talked about how the possibilities of what Valve might do, but it all comes down to what the community's reaction is going to be. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people quitting the game, but I don't think this game's going to die. It's too big. The economy's too important. There'll always be players. As some people called it, it's a legacy game where it just can't die. There's always going to be players. And Valve can't really let it die, according to Valve's new network, because the economy is just too important, where if this economy dies, then so will the other economies of Valve be at risk of facing endangerment. Because now it shows that any economy can crash. I don't know what to really talk about. I think I mentioned everything that I wanted to mention. Oh, here's another theory where Valve would turn all of the unusuals into what the item was intended to be and call it a day. That solution is absolutely terrible, because it would show that Valve only cared about the money and do not care about how much people spent on the unusuals, how much they spent on the keys, all that kind of stuff. Because people who unboxed, a lot of them probably would have never unboxed a Creator case unless it was that guaranteed unusual. So they probably spent a lot of money on keys, unboxing, and if Valve just turns them to the item that was intended, people would be up in flames. I do see the benefit of doing that, though, because there was a lot of the Series 1 through 18 unboxed, and if they did become the intended item, there would probably be a couple new unusuals that were, you know, the not glitched ones, I guess. Although, then people still get burned. I just don't know. There's no solution that will make everyone happy. I've already said that, and I can't stress that enough. I guess you can comment down below what you think would be the best solutions. I'm sticking with my rollback idea. The only people who should have the rollback affected, though, are people that interacted with either TF2 keys, the affected crates, or the affected unusuals. And I guess any unusuals, really, because there was some people who sold their unusuals that were not glitched because they were worried that they were going to just continue dropping, so they sold them now rather than after the Valve fix, quote-unquote. I hope this was insightful, or I guess it really doesn't relieve stress because we don't know what Valve's going to do yet. We'll find out this weekend, and I'll be sure to make another crate video at that time once we get an update what's going to happen. So I just deleted, let's see, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 224. 224 crates. I'm leaving these others for more videos with guests. Well, hope you enjoyed.